Hello, everyone. In this video, I want to talk about a subject that frankly isn't getting enough airtime, and that is how different bras affect neck and shoulder pain. Now, this is probably a video that is going to be a little more relevant for women with larger chests, such as C cup and above. But in reality, it could be useful information for women at any cup who have significant neck and shoulder pain or women who've had a recent neck injury. So we were not able to recruit any of our staff members to act as a model, so we have a mannequin. And the first thing I want to talk about is how the bra intersects with our anatomy. So a bra has three elements. It has a band, it has a cup, and it has straps. And the areas of our body that the bra interacts with are our rib cage primarily, as well as our shoulders. The goal of a good bra is to distribute as much of the weight of our chest onto our rib cage rather than our shoulders. And the reason for that is that our trunk and our rib cages are a really robust structure. It has a bony anatomy. It's engineered to take some load much more easily than the neck and shoulders, which are much more delicate structures, often structures that are subject to chronic postural strains, areas that often have been injured. And so we don't want to add unnecessary load onto those structures. We want to try to deflect the load onto the trunk. The way that a bra will accomplish that is as follows. We need to have a band that is of a certain width and also of a certain tightness. So as far as the width, you can get a crude idea of how wide your band is by looking at how many hooks you have in the back. If you start at a C cup and higher, you're not going to want anything that's less than 2 hooks, ideally closer to 3. So this is a bra that has 3 hooks, so it's a pretty good size. But just as importantly, and if not more importantly, we want a band that is wide enough in the front so that the cups are embedded in the band. This is very important, especially if you have an underwire. You don't want to have this metal piece be free floating right on your rib. You want it to be embedded in the band so the band can support the underwire and distribute the weight into your rib cage. As far as how tight your band should be, the rule of thumb is it needs to be snug enough so that it doesn't pop up and shift around and stop and fail to hold the weight of the chest onto the rib cage. And as a rule of thumb, you should be able to comfortably place a finger here, but you shouldn't be able to put your whole hand. At that point, the band is too loose. It's important for you to know your band size for that reason, and a lot of women don't. So there is a tool called a measuring tape that will help you determine your band. And when you measure yourself, you're going to do it just below the bra. So this model is, let's see, if I were to do this in real life, this model is actually a 29 inch. So that is a rather small model. Most women are going to be anywhere from 34 to 40 or whatnot. Also importantly, the fact that you were a 34 10 years ago doesn't mean you're still a 34. Your body's going to change and periodically you need to remeasure your band. I have two friends who are very seasoned bra fitters in high-end stores, and the joke in the industry is that every woman who thinks she's a 36C is actually a 34D. So women tend to wear bras that are too loose at the band and too small at the cups, and consequently things shift around and the shoulders end up taking the brunt. Another important thing is that a bra that once was a 34, after 6 months worth of weekly washing, may be closer to a 35 or a 36 because the band's going to relax. So periodically you need to, obviously tighten the hooks a little bit more, but you also need to change your bra pretty consistently, at least once a year. The bra probably needs to go. I'm not going to talk about the cups a whole lot because they're not very important for the sake of neck and shoulder issues. But I do want to talk about the straps. And we're going to talk about different straps by looking at different bras. The straps needs to be of a certain width. And I have a rule of thumb for that, which is literally a rule of thumb, is that they should be about as wide as your thumb, not as small as your pinky. And that's so you can distribute the weight in a little broader area over the shoulder. And as far as how tight they should be able to hold the weight of your chest onto your chest wall, but not so much that you squish your breast all the way into your armpit. And they should also have some flexibility. Bra straps come in all sorts of different shapes. This is what we call a traditional T-strap, so it goes over the shoulder in this manner. And when we look at different bras, we'll also talk about different anatomy of shoulders doing better with different straps. So this particular bra is more of a traditional underwire bra. It has a pretty good band. It has pretty reasonably wide straps. And you'll notice that the cups and the underwire are nicely embedded in the band in the front, and that it has 3 hooks. So this is a pretty good, the traditional T-strap bra. Let's talk about a couple different bras. This is a soft cup, so a non-underwire bra. And I'm going to point out a few features of this bra. So when we look at it at the front, it has a pretty nice wide band. So the band is good. It has reasonably good thickness straps. And I'm going to show you something interesting about the back of this bra, is that it's a system that allows you to convert either traditional T straps or to hook them into a cross. So you could wear this bra either as a traditional T strap or as a cross. We'll look at actually a couple more crossback bras, but I do want to point out something about crossback bras. Every woman is shaped differently in the shoulders. This particular mannequin has pretty horizontal shoulders. A lot of straps work well in this type of shoulder, so you can wear them a little closer to the neck, a little further. If you are a woman whose shoulders are shaped a little more like an A-frame, it's going to make it a little more difficult to find a bra where the straps hit you correctly. If you're an A-frame, T-straps sometimes continuously fall off your arm. So you're going to want to have more of a crossback. However, you need to be careful not to have a bra whose cross strap is so close that it's going to dig you right in the junction of the lower neck and shoulder muscle in the trapezium. It's often an area with muscular soreness, trigger point injuries, and the strap will cause pain to go into the head and mimic a temporal headache. So look, if you are getting a crossback strap, make sure that the strap intersects you in a comfortable area of your shoulder. Another thing we want to look at is that the crossback straps are going to get pretty close to the inside of the shoulder blade here. These areas right here where we tend to get a lot of pain and muscular tension. And so that bra needs to make sure it doesn't cut right in the bony area. The back band is also pretty wide in this particular bra model. So this is actually a very good, versatile bra for a lot of people. Let's look at the features of this next bra. This one is an underwire bra, and it's a traditional T-strap. We'll look at that in a second. So first of all, we'll see that the band in the front is much smaller. So if you take away the lace, the underwire on this one is resting right into the rib cage with not a lot of distribution of the chest weight onto a wider band. You'll also notice that the straps are much thinner on this one, so they will have a tendency to dig in the shoulder. They are barely the thickness of my pinky. If I turn the mannequin around, we're going to see this is the band, and again is quite a bit smaller. It's 2 hooks only, and it's a traditional T-back strap. Interestingly, the straps are set pretty lateral on this bra, both in the front and in the back. So, depending on what's going on in your shoulder, this could be a little bit uncomfortable. A really fun bra to wear on a Saturday night underneath the right outfit. Probably not something you want to wear for daily use. This next bra is also a soft cup athletic bra with a crossback system. The band is a little thinner in this bra. I would say unless you're really an A or B cup, you probably want something thicker than that. The straps are also a little bit on the thin side. And if I turn the mannequin around, this is one form of crossback system with more of a T. You'll notice the straps are really pretty close to the neck on this one. And also, this piece of fabric could be creating some friction on the inside of the shoulder blade. So, for smaller chested women, for whom this is comfortable, that would be fine, I would say. But I think that for a lot of women, this could be really a source of irritation at the area of the shoulder. In this last model that we're going to look at in this video, this is a soft cup, a little more of a fun athletic bra. So the band is actually very nice and wide. It's a little bit loose on this model, but on the right size person, this would nicely distribute and comfortably distribute the weight of the chest. The straps are nice and wide. They are a tiny bit bigger than my thumb, so they would be good. And they seem to be coming, a little bit on the inside of the shoulder, but not too close to the neck. So far, so good. Let's turn it around. So this bra has a type of crossback system that's getting to be very popular these days with multiple smaller straps. And so it seems to work fairly well for a lot of people if you're able to wiggle yourself in there. That's the part that's never worked for me. Um, One thing that I want to point out in this particular model is that the straps will intersect at different parts of the shoulder blades, and so obviously you have to try it on and make sure that it doesn't friction in the area that are problem areas for you. And it's not quite as visible on this model, but there's a little bit of a word of caution when you have a bra that has multiple straps and you have more of an A-frame shoulder. And that is that the inside strap is going to be bearing the majority of the weight. And I've seen that in a few women where they have this little groove here where the first strap hits them because by virtue of the shape of the shoulder, the weight is not distributed equally on all straps. But other than that, this would be also a very comfortable, workable model for day use. So I hope that you have found the information in this video informative, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one.